For those of you who have been watching my channel for at least a little while, you know that I am a big fan of lithophanes. For those of you who don't know what a lithophane is, you probably read the title and thumbnail, and that's pretty much all you need to know. Hey everyone, it's me, Callum, from later in the video. Earlier version of me did a horrible job explaining what a lithophane was and kind of just assumed you knew what that was. And I apologize for my past actions. A lithophane is basically a very thin plastic card, but on the front, as you can see, there are varying thicknesses that give it shadows and lighter spots. So of course, when you're just holding it up like this, it does look a little strange, but if we hold it up to a light, it'll look pretty interesting. When printing these, you're going to want to use white because any other color is generally too dark. I haven't tried stuff like yellow yet, but that's for a different video. Darker colors don't really work for lithophanes, but white generally works the best because light can easily pass through or not pass through if it's a thicker spot. Anyway, back to earlier in the video. I'll see you later. Now you may be wondering why I have this random picture of some flowers sitting on a desk up on my laptop. And yes, you'd be right, I do have nothing better to take a picture of. But in this case, I just thought this would turn into a nice lithophane. So we're going to take this image and put it into a software that makes these lithophanes, and then we're going to print it out. I'll show you the results. It is currently the next morning. The lithophane finished. I already turned off the printer earlier. I just need to go bring it upstairs. Down here we got our lithophane. Seems like it turned out pretty good. Let's get it off. This is our base model. This is just the one we're going to base everything off of. We're about to print a bigger one right now, so I'm going to get started with that. I also love printing these things because I'll just like walk over and be like, oh, I wonder how far along is the print. It looks like that. You're like, oh, look at all that. A bunch of it is printed. And you look at it, it's like, oh, it's from printing 5 hours for 4%. I am ready to kill this Roomba. Die, Roomba. Stop. As you can see, it is the next morning, and we finished the bigger version of the lithophane. So that's pretty cool. Just for scale purposes, that's the original one, that little block. This is the new one, so it's quite a lot bigger. And I still haven't seen it, see how it turned out, so let's put it up to the light, see if it looks any good. That one turned out pretty good. But now it's time to make it even bigger, because this just isn't big enough. Yesterday, this lithophane finished. Pretty small, pretty quick print, but it didn't turn out that good. You can't see a whole lot of the detail. This morning, this one printed out. Turned out really well. You can see the detail. It's fairly large, you know, it's bigger than my hand. But I think we can do better, and I'm about to do better. On this little SD card, I have this picture. I went into Photoshop, inverted the image, split all the images into 9 pieces, turned every single one of those pieces into a lithophane, and then after I put them all into lithophanes, I sliced all those lithophanes, and now I have 9 different lithophanes that I have to print out, each one taking at least 13 hours, and up to 18, or 19 maybe, I'm not really sure. I also completely forgot how to use OBS Studio for like a good 10 minutes, so that's cool. Making all those individual lithophanes sucked, but now that they're all done, let's get this started. I'm gonna go put the first one on the printer, and then we just kind of have to wait for like 2 weeks. So we have a little bit of a problem. We ran out of white filament, and I've only printed 3 of the panels. No worries, we should have more tomorrow, but it's just a minor setback. Kind of annoying. It means this video is going to come out later too, which is just great considering my already low upload schedule. As of about 2 days ago, we got all the panels finished, as you can see down here. The only issue is, as you may be able to tell, they don't really fit together that well, and a couple of them are the wrong color. We're not going to worry about the wrong colored ones. I don't really want to reprint them because that's going to take another 3 days, and I don't want to do that. But you can see the ones that don't really fit together, especially this one. Some of these aren't quite the same size, and this was a fear I had even from the beginning, because whenever I sliced up the pictures in my photo editor, they weren't necessarily going to be the exact same size. So this isn't really that surprising, but it's unfortunate that they don't perfectly fit together. So here's the plan. We're going to sand these bad boys down a lot and hope for the best. And then I got to figure out how to actually stick them together. Oh, hey, didn't see you there, sorry. I'm really bored in my online class, so I'm just going to start sanding these down now. I know it's probably not the best idea, but obviously sanding down these massive lithophanes is a lot more important than my schoolwork, so let's just get started. The edges are now smoother, my hands are a little dirtier, my trash can's a little more full, and the edges are smoother. I'm now realizing that I probably could have just made every single panel the exact same size in the slicer instead of just scaling them up all the same amount, and they would have fit together way better. So that's my bad. Anyway, now that everything is sanded, I can stick it all together, and by stick I mean glue. And then maybe I'll put it in like a frame or something. I think that would look pretty good, and I can like mount it up in front of a window or something, and then it would look pretty cool. So it turns out clear see-through frames on both sides are actually really expensive, and I don't know why, especially the big ones, but that doesn't matter. So I'm thinking, instead of getting a frame for this video, maybe I'll get one in the future, but for now I'm just gonna glue them together. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, so I finally finished gluing the lithophane together. I think it's time that we see the final result after all this time. I am a little bit concerned though. This edge, there was just a small gap, so it didn't stick together very well. Either way, let's just see what it looks like. I haven't seen it yet, so there's the light, and here's the lithophane. Oh, that's cool. That looks pretty cool. The only issue is the different colored panels look kind of awkward. It doesn't match together that good. But now that it's all glued, I can't change that. So I guess it looks like this.